In this video, I want to talk to you about how you go about creating a long list of potential products to sell. Now, the objective of this lecture is to get you to the point where you actually have a long list of potential products, which you can then take to the next stage for further screening. Now, the place to start for this is the Amazon store directory, and you can see the link on the screen. And this gives you the main list of all the top categories, and this is the best place to start. Now, the first step in this process, I would suggest, is to deselect all the departments which you know from the start are not going to work. And in my view, they are, again, listed on the screen, but videos, digital music, the App Store, Amazon Cloud, Kindle, Fire tablets, Fire TV, Fire phone, books, Audible, movies, music and games. So those are the dead easy ones to say we want nothing to do with that lot, and that probably halves the number of products you need to look at on Amazon, but there are still millions of them. So step 2 is to look more carefully and say, well, which are the areas, which departments do I particularly like, and which other departments am I going to for at least the time being, push into tier 2. And you can see the view I've taken, and your view may well be different, that I'm going to have a look closely at home, gardens and tools and sports and outdoors, and that I'm going to push aside for the time being electronics, toys, clothing, beauty and automotive. Now, that's not to say I wouldn't come back to them at a later stage, but you've got to get this down to a manageable proportion, and you have to have some logic and system in the process. So if I then look at the step 3 of my tier 1 analysis, the homes and gardens, and I look at the next level down in homes and gardens, so I'm now looking at the major categories, the top categories in the home and gardens and tools department. You'll see that I've selected kitchen and dining, patio, lawn and garden and pet supplies initially as the categories I want to go into more detailed, and you'll see the pattern coming through here. The others, furniture, appliances, bedding and bath, fine art, etc., I'm not going to look at all. Now again, I may choose to come back to them at a later stage, particularly if I get inspired by something that I particularly want to have a deeper look at. But for the time being, that's my shortlist in this area. Now, if you look at the sports and outdoors category, exercise and fitness and outdoor gear are the two subcategories that I've chosen to look at in more detail, and I'm pushing the remainder that you can see on the screen into the not the long grass, but at least onto the back burner. Now, just to look at the kitchen and dining section in a little bit more detail, I want to do this to demonstrate to you still how many listings and potentially different products. I mean, some products have multiple listings, so these aren't the absolute numbers of products, but they are the numbers of competitive listings across the way. And you can see that bakeware's got 177,000 listings. Storage and organization, 194,000. Travel and go-to drinkware, 79,000. And you can see the numbers on the rest of the screen. Dining and entertaining, 1.5 million. So you really have to be rigorous in your screening down, because you're only looking for one product. And in order to get there, you have to try to eliminate all the stuff which you think is going to be irrelevant. Get rid of all this chaff and just try and concentrate on the real nuggets, the real potential products. I mean, this is the ultimate needle in a haystack search. But if you apply it systematically and you apply it to, a logical process to it, it's not by any means an impossible exercise. So, just before we go and start looking for products, I want to remind you of the key criteria, because what you're going to be looking for is the best sellers in these categories to screen them down. But you need to have things which are small. We're looking at pricing between $5 and $40. You want products which are simple, i.e. there's very little for them to go wrong. You want low liability, so I would rule out knives. You must have something which is non-branded, which has got white label potential. This is absolutely critical. And you want something which has ideally got a high bestseller ranking and a low number of reviews. So those are the criteria that you're applying to the exercise. So that's it for this video, and this shows you how to step down and screen down to start to find a long list of products that you can start to research in more detail. I'll see you very soon in another video.